The winter sports season's underway, and we are excited to begin our AD podcast for the winter season. Today, we'll talk about your Wyoming Cowboys with AD Matt Weber. Matt, how we doing?
Doing well today, Rob. Winter season's here and off to a good start.
It's on full blast for a few weeks before we take a little holiday break. We'll do the same thing here. We'll do shows today and next Monday, and then take a break and come back and hit about 7 shows in January and February and get everybody up to speed with the Wyoming Cowboys. Let's jump in, talk boys basketball first. Coach Rooks has got them playing good ball, which he always does, but a 4-0 start works for everybody.
Yeah, boys basketball is off to a good start. Just recently, we started league play. Friday was at Madeira, and we combined that with our girls team there. And if you had not seen the highlights there, both schools came together for Peyton Hopewell, and we came together with Peyton Strong shooting shirts for our whole program, both at Madeira and Wyoming. So it was really more than just a basketball game, and it was really just a great event. And Peyton is battling so much, and we're all here for him. There's more than just a game, and it was nice to see how it all kind of played out on Friday at Madeira. And then we had a first GCL opponent, LaSalle, came to the stable for the home opener on Saturday, and that was as you would expect, a very physical and good game just throughout 4 quarters. And Cowboys came ahead of that one. And 2 big league games coming up this week. As you mentioned before, the winter season is here, and then a few breaks, Thanksgiving, the holidays, and then it turns right back in the second half of the season. But a lot to be playing right now, and for all of our kids. But yeah, boys basketball again is off to a good start, and it was nice to get the first home game here. They've been on the road for a couple games, so that was nice as well. Good turnout for that. But the boys are playing really well, playing as a team, and excited to see them continue to compete this week.
Yeah, that sounds great. Good luck to them and continued success. Let's go over to the girls' side, where they're already in CHL play, so they're getting tested right off the bat.
Yeah, getting tested right off the bat. Even record in CHL play right now. First home game is tomorrow, hosting the Yellow Jackets of Taylor. And then we have Reading later on as well. So got their home schedule kind of taking place. They had a couple games away to just begin the season. But again, Coach Baltimore, his staff, and the girls are competing very well, and excited to see them host the CHL Taylor and Reading this week. Again, they've been playing some good basketball. Obviously lost on Friday against Madeira, but back at this week and keep plugging away.
Yeah, best of luck to them as the season is underway. Let's switch gears. Let's head to talk about bowling.
Yeah, the bowling team is started here very early on in this season. Coach Logan Nestor is first-year head coach with us. Really excited to see his leadership and his passion for the sport. And just early on with bowling, the boys have kind of jumped ahead a little bit more than the girls just to start things off this season. But again, Nehemiah Cox and Matthew Jeffers. Matthew already has a 372 series high just to be bowling. So, they're competing, each match they've gotten better, and a lot of improvement just early on. And as you know, with a sport like bowling, it's just all about getting your skills and consistency down. And, you're starting to see that early on, and just really excited to see them continue to grow this year.
It's one of my favorite new sports that the OHSA has adopted. Anyone can go out there and support and put Wyoming on their chest and be a part of the bowling team. And it's just a great way to compete with your students and your classmates. And it's just, I just love it. I love the Baker games. I love the cheering. I just think it's it's a great thing, and it's a life skill that you can do the rest of your life. I just think it was a great thing adding bowling to the OHSA. Just think
And
it's fantastic.
bowling is really a tough sport. You know, you keep going to like your kids' birthday parties at a bowling alley, and then then you look at what the high school bowlers are doing, and it's not easy.
Nope,
And you know, you mentioned about the Baker games, that gets exciting. You
no
know,
question.
really exciting. And I can remember going to a bowling match and just the whole place is just going ballistic, and you almost think that everyone had a strike,
Yes.
which it probably could have happened, but it was just that type of camaraderie, the excitement there between the teams and the parents, and you know, I'm glad that there is a good group of you know, just our bowlers enjoying that.
Yeah.
And again, it is a tough sport. It's a life sport, but
Yes.
I'm excited that kids have that opportunity to bowl at the high school level.
And you know what? I say this a lot during these shows. I, I think high school bowling, Matt, has saved some local lanes around here. I think because, once you graduate from high school, then you kind of get that bug of bowling, especially this time of year. And man, you drive by Cross Gates, Matty Bowl, all the different lanes. Boy, they're sure awful crowded anymore.
Yeah, it is nice to see some of those bowling alleys kind of have the high school bowler starting. And again, it's a lifelong sport. And, you know, here at Wyoming, there's a increase in passion there. And like I said, just the other day, a few more students came up and wanted to join bowling. So really excited to see over the next, you know, couple of weeks how the bowling program continues to improve, both from a skill set, but also participation and just team experience.
Yeah, it's great. Fantastic. Let's dive into the pool now. Talk boys and girls swimming and diving.
Yeah, so swim season is here, and I could tell that, Rob, because I could smell the chlorine. So the swim
That's
season,
usually that's a telltale sign, Matt.
that is a tall tale sign the swim season's here when you can start to smell the chlorine. And I know that the parents that are listening to this, they can definitely relate when it comes to the parkas and the wet towels and you know everything else like that. But no, again, Wyoming is working towards just another strong season. And you know, they had two really good opening meets. We hosted the Cowboy Classic at the Y last week. Really appreciate all the parents that stepped up and volunteered and helped in so many different roles just to get a swim meet put together. You know, Rob, we talk about this a lot, but you know, operations like a swim meet, there's so many hands involved,
Oh,
and I can't thank the people, our parents enough that help to truly make these swim meets experience that our kids deserve, and you know it takes just to put off a successful swim meet. But they hosted their swim meet, and then on Saturday they went to the Mason Invitational. A lot of good swimming took place on Saturday over there in Mason. The boys did finish third overall, and the girls placed fourth. So a good Saturday, a lot of good times. I know it's early on in the swim season, and the swimmers will always remind me that you know it's early, and then they work towards you know beating their times. And but again, really, you know, they're off to a quick start, fast start, and excited to see them continue to swim. And here next about a week and a half or so, they head up to Canton for their annual Canton trip and compete up there over the holidays. So a lot of good swimming coming up forth, and again, the Wyoming Cowboys looking for another strong season, and hopefully ends that way up in Canton.
sounds great. Let's go to the mat. Let's talk some cowboy wrestling.
Yeah, Coach Brian Pittman, first year head coach, coming back after a few years away from coaching here at Wyoming. Back there, a lot of excitement, a lot of good energy. The wrestling team went to Williamsburg to wrestle at the Bob Guy Invitational on Saturday. The team finished seventh overall. But we did have some wrestlers that did reach the podium. Luke
Nice.
was champion in the heavyweight. In third place, Brandon Luby at 113 pound. We had a fourth place finish in Tom Bernheisel, and then two fifth places with Landon Woosley and James Frank. Kind of round off the individual competition there. Again, just a good start for Coach Pittman and his team. I know that they're traveling here on Saturday, again with North College Hill Invitational. So as you know, with wrestling, it's the invitational, it's the hard work, a practice during the week, and then you turn back around on a Friday and the Saturday. And, the winter season is a long season. So it is a consistent grind, especially on the wrestling mat. So I know these early days of practice this week is just in preparation to get ready for the next invitational. But that's the Cowboys on the mat.
The wrestlers and swimmers have a different level of dedication. It's to me, it's just at a different level. The student athletes that participate in wrestling and swimming are they're very dedicated. They're wired different, and I think it lends to great success in life. All right, let's wrap this up with we'll touch base on indoor track. I know that they don't get really going here yet, but let's. I know you had some things to talk about indoor track.
Yeah, indoor track started off this past Saturday. We had a couple of student athletes compete up there at the University of Findlay. Penelope Webb, who was a state champion, was just shy of breaking her own record that she had last year, just in her first competition here in the winter. And then Olivia Hill, who's also reached the state podium last year. She finished second in the 60, and then she actually won the 200. So two of the student athletes that reached the state podium last year are off to another strong start here in the winter, with at the Findlay indoor event there. So as we talked about before, the winter season it is a long season. Indoor track in particular, you prep, you get ready throughout the week for practices, and then you find those indoor meets to continue to work to get better and get ready for the spring season.
Yeah, great. Well, Matt, we wrap up our first show. We'll get together next week and get everybody up to speed with everything current with the Wyoming Cowboys. As always, thank you for your time in today's show, and have a great week and go Cowboys.
Thank you, Rob. Go Cowboys.